Greetings, welcome on my channel. My name is Constantine Yachnytskyi, and in this video I'll share with you my own experience and thoughts about what to choose for your startup. Generally, in a nutshell, just use Postgres. Just use Postgres and don't reinvent the wheel, because most probably you'll need joins, you'll need relationships between databases, you'll need some aggregations and so on. So on paper, MongoDB, for example, or ScyllaDB may look really cool, but the more you work with them, the more you realize their limitations, and some limitations may pop up much later when your project already exists and works. Except all of this, generally, except aggregations, relationships, super generally optimizations, which they have been doing for decades already. Postgres has a huge advantage that development speed is much higher compared with MongoDB or like ScyllaDB. You don't need to think about denormalization. You don't need to think mostly about views, material views, and so on. So yes, just yes, I've already chosen Postgres for my projects, and I'll recommend you to do the same. If you check Stack Overflow, you will see, for example, the same, that Postgres is the most spread, most popular database in the world. There are some tasks, cases which are not really suitable for Postgres, for example, yes, like such things as friends of your friends, a few deeper level, like friends of your friends, friends of your friends, something like this. Yeah, in this case, you will need a great database anyway. You may also consider like a cache databases like Redis or something faster, something simpler, and so on. Totally, entirely possible, but just to use it in a conjunction with Postgres, not just to use it separately. As your base, as your foundational database, just use Postgres, and that's it. Everyone trusts this, generally. Business trusts it. For your startups, it's the best and most reliable solution, generally. It's totally free, open source, no limitations, like no payments and so on. It's usually much cheaper to host Postgres rather than MongoDB or Scylla, for example, DB in clouds. So yes, I will definitely recommend it. Trust it. Trust yourself. Don't reinvent the wheel, just realign it. Sure, like if you're really excited about MongoDB, Scylla, you can consider like to try to play with them and so on, but I will reassure you, eventually you'll come to the same conclusions. And what's also cool about SQL relational databases, Postgres in particular, generally their syntax is literally the same. There are some special features for each database, like for Postgres, for MySQL, for Oracle, and so on. But like 99, I think, percent of the time, you will never need to use it. Usually, it's the responsibility of system administrators, like data engineers, and so on. Special like developers who work with only like with databases. It's their like kind of yes feature, duty and so on, but generally yes, backend developers are not expected like to know all special features of each database. And for NoSQL solutions, like for MongoDB, for example, it has its own like language. You need to learn the same about Graph databases and so on. About ScyllaDB, actually, it's much easier and faster. Yes, there are some NoSQL solutions, to be honest and to be unbiased, which simply use a SQL language. And yes, it's a huge advantage, but yes, you just need to keep in mind that a lot of like NoSQL solutions have their own language, and if you need to work with it, you need to learn it anyway. So yes, a big advantage for ScyllaDB and other similar databases which have a kind of SQL language. Yes, you don't need to learn anything new, and SQL is the easiest language Generally, I know, except some advanced features, sure, but at the basic level, it's extremely simple, even simpler than Go. Yes. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, yeah, please give it a like, subscribe on my channel, share this video with others, your friends, acquaintances, and so on. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.